Hey, what's up, classic TV show fans? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the Rob Zombie's Munster movie. Now, if you haven't checked out my channel before, if this is the first time here, welcome. I want to let you know that I've made previous videos on the entire journey through the production of the Munsters movie. So make sure to look at my playlist to see everything you may have missed, building of the sets, casting of other characters and actors and so forth. But today we're going to talk about something really interesting, the announcement of Uncle Lester in the Munsters movie, as well as a couple other things, including the Munsters coach. We're going to talk about that. But let's first start with this image. Now, this image is one that comes directly from Rob Zombie and one that has another actor with him, Igor. Igor, the character, of course, played by Sylvester McCoy, one of the Doctor Who's, I believe. And Rob says that this image was taken after a long night of shooting on the Munsters set, and they essentially wrapped his part, the part of Sylvester McCoy, the part of Igor. And apparently we're gonna love Igor. According to Rob, he's the perfect addition to the crazy new world of quote-unquote gods and monsters. A very interesting caption there. I don't know what he is alluding to or what he's talking about. We can see Rob there. It seems like it may be the Munsters' home. May or may not. We see Rob with his headphones around his neck and a harp in the background. Just interested to see if that's Lily's or not. And remember, Sylvester McCoy is playing a type of a servant or like a butler character. Now, this image comes courtesy of Jeff Daniel Phillips, who will be playing Herman Munster. You can see him in pretty much every photo that is in this little montage here, in this little collection of photos, along with another man, Richard Brake, who will be playing Dr. Wolfgang. And we speculate on what he might be, maybe Herman's creator, so forth. But the most important thing here is that we get our first look at the Munsters coach. Now, I do have to caution something. This is not in Budapest, Hungary, where they are supposedly filming the Munsters. This is in Detroit with, according to Jeff Daniel Phillips, friends, fans, panels, and even some singing. Special thanks to all those who turned out, new friends, and so forth. So they are inside the Munsters coach. I'll start from the top left, going around in a clockwise fashion. We see Richard Brake on the extreme left with Jeff Daniel Phillips in the middle, kind of admiring the Munsters coach. We look at the top right. We see them both sitting inside, looking out. We see the engine and the headers and all that cool stuff. We see Jeff Daniel as in the Munsters seat, or at least in Herman's driver's position. That's where he would be. Bottom left, we see Jeff Daniel looking at us from the driver's seat. We see the nice curtains that are in this Munsters coach. And then we see in the bottom middle, we see Richard Brake and Jeff. And Richard Brake is writing in the back, kind of where Grandpa Munster would have written. And then the bottom right, it's a little hard to see, but they're just posing 3 or 4 or 5 people in front of the Munsters coach. Now, for me, this is one that I think about, these images, because this is not officially the car, at least not told by Zombie, that is going to be in the movie. It may be, but then again, that's my speculation. But then again, it's one of those things where we're being teased, and it's just attention giving. And so your guess is as good as mine to what is happening here. They're just looking at the Munsters coach, but it's getting us ready for a trailer. It's getting us ready for seeing these actors in costume and to see what we're going to expect. This is an image of the 3 Munsters, that is Lily, Herman, and Grandpa. And in the middle, we see Uncle Lester, who only appeared in one episode of the Munsters, Herman's rival. Now, what's really great about this is that he is essentially Lily's brother. What is great, you see the werewolf genes in him that get passed on later to Eddie Munster. So kind of cool there, closer look there at Uncle Lester. And we thought, well, is this type character going to be somehow, some way in the Munsters movie that Rob Zombie's making? Well, let's take a look at this image to confirm this. Finally, with this image, we get to see Lily's werewolf brother, Lester, as played by Thomas Boykin. What's really great about this, there's a lot that I can talk about in this image. Even the type of his costume, what he's wearing. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's really decadent. It's really fancy schmancy. I mean, around his neck, right, he has that type of cloth material, and then around his hands, he has kind of those frills. Very elegant look. Now, something I may add about this image is how purple it is. At least the character is completely bathed in purple. We can even see some type of magenta purple light. What is so interesting about that? Purple, magenta, pink, all those in a similar spectrum. When a movie is in black and white or a TV show, what pops up most as black when something is in black and white is that color scheme. That is magenta, pink, the reds. Those show up as most black. And you may think, well, why did they make him like this? I think that the movie will have snippets, or at least will partially be in black and white. That's just my guess and my speculation. There are other scenes and images from set that lead me to believe that will probably be in color too. So a mix match. Why else would he be bathed in purple like that? I mean, if we would see him, we would see him in what? Browns and blacks and so forth. I mean, look at even his suit. The entire purple or magenta light is essentially reflecting off of him, and there's a reason for that. That is my speculation. There was an image I added not too long ago of Herman, Lily, and Grandpa, and they were essentially bathed in a green light. Again, this leads me to believe that this scene at least may be in black and white to make certain colors pop and certain things in the background pop more than the others. Again, it's speculation, but I want to know your thoughts down below. Look at this other image of Igor, quote unquote, McCoy. He's in complete green. I mean, like I said, this is very unusual for like a movie that would be in color to bathe the whole character in one strange color like that, like in red or in green or in blue or something like that. Usually that's not it. You want to highlight, use white light, and essentially make all the colors pop, essentially here making one color pop. Hopefully you can see that difference. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Is this a Munsters coach that will be in the movie? Or is that just a Munsters coach that probably showed to the convention and they were just looking at? Or is it a teaser by Rob? I don't know. And what do you think of Uncle Lester? Apparently he will make us howl with laughter. That's what Rob says. I want to know your thoughts down below. Are you enjoying the adding on of these characters? And what do you think about the project in general? We'll see you next time with the next update. And most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you to everyone who supports me, especially my Diamond tier patrons. Vito L, David D, Sally N, Ricky, Citizen Kane 359, Kevin K, Greg S. Thank you as well to my new Gold tier patrons, Jennifer P and Scott F. To be listed here, check out the links below for my Patreon.